Yeah, yeah. In group, I'll be sending around like 5:45 or something like that. Around like 5:45 or something like that. Yeah, Aditya, please guide us. Yeah, Aditya.
Um, did you start sharing? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Till then, can we do something else? Like Flutter download. Something to download for Flutter. Aditya.
No, once this is done, once this Android Studio installation is done, we can actually there is a easy way to install Flutter by just installing the plugin. We'll do that
Okay.
way,
Okay.
which will automatically install Flutter. Uh, but one more thing, do you have Git installed in the system?
Git.
Git, yes, Git.
Git is there.
Yeah. Just uh, go to Google and search for Git SCM.
Git.
This is something you guys need to install. Git SCM.
Git SED.
SCM. No, no. Git space.
You mean Git?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have Git in my system.
yeah. You have Git, right? So this
Anyways.
is something you have to install.
Okay.
So go to the download page. Yes. In the Git SCM search, you'll go click on downloads. Yes.
Okay. So for those
Yeah.
who don't have Git, they need to download from here.
Yes. Just make sure you have Git. To make sure you have Git, you can type the command Git version. If you open your command line interface and enter Git version, you should be able to get some output. The version of the Git should be printed. It is not being
Okay.
printed. You should probably download this Git and install.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Anything else like that you want to download? Will it work on 32-bit OS?
Yes, yes, Shant, it will work on 32-bit OS.
Okay. Yeah, it's downloaded now. So
ఏ నంబర్ యూనియన్ బ్యాంక్ నంబర్
hey guys, please mute yourself. I think it's done. So I think for Windows it will be a bit different. Like you need to click next, 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 finish. Is that the process, Aditya?
We cannot see your screen, Rupesh. We can only see the browser.
Oh, just a
I
minute.
think you only shared your screen.
There is actually no option to share whole screen. Let me share the desktop. Now is it visible? Everything is visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have installed Android Studio just from here to here. For Mac, I think for Windows it will be next, 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 finish. Okay, so Android Studio. Yeah, please let me know if anything is not visible. Yeah, so here, as it's a new installation for me, should I go for do not import settings?
Yes. So if you have already installed an older version of Android Studio, you can actually import your settings, or you can also change the installation folder. But it's okay if you just don't import the settings.
Okay,
Just click on OK.
okay.
So this
It's
is
up to
asking
you.
you if you want to send the usage statistics to Google so that it can analyze the data and offer you better performance.
For
So
now,
it is up
I
to
say
you. You can share it
don't.
or don't share it.
Okay,
So
now,
now we are actually setting up our Android Studio. So just click on next,
okay,
standard next. Yes.
standard. Okay, next.
Uh, theme, dark or light theme. It is up to you.
Let's go
Next.
for like.
So now it needs a few more files to be downloaded. The first one being SDK components. So
Mhm.
SDK is something which is called standard development kit for Android. So
Okay,
what it has is it consists of all the components which are required for installing. I mean required for developing a mobile application. So this is Android version 29. 29 is the latest 10.1, I guess. Yes. And the Android emulator that I had shown you yesterday, and all the other files. So just click on proceed. It will start downloading these files.
guys, is my voice clear or is there any noise from my background?
Your voice is clear, Rupesh.
Okay.
You need to enable these permissions, Rupesh. Uh,
Yeah, is it finished, Aditya now?
yeah, it is finished. Yes.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So now, since your Android Studio is installation is done, go to configure. This is the important part, guys. Configure and click on plugins. Search for Flutter. Yes, Flutter. Install
Okay.
it. Install the Flutter application. Right? Yeah.
Others, it might not come. So,
Yes.
let's search.
The first one. Yes. So it is asking you to install Dart as well. So for you to install a Flutter plugin, you need to install Dart plugin as well. So it has already installed Dart. Yes.
So, should I restart?
It asked for you whether you want to install Dart as well. So yes. Now since you have installed Dart, you can restart your ID. Yeah. Go to configure again.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
Settings, preferences.
Yes.
Yes, it is preferences
Thanks.
in Mac OS and settings in Windows. So go to plugins.
Okay.
Uh, Rupesh, can I take control of your screen?
Let me see. Yeah, remote control. Aditya.
Yes.
Did you get control?
Yeah, I think I can control.
Yeah, it's best. I can mute myself.
Okay.
Give me a minute. I'll mute myself.
So
Okay, 1 minute. I'll mute myself.
So we have installed Flutter. So let's try creating a new Flutter project directly. Next. So here, since we don't have a Flutter SDK, this will give you an option to install Flutter SDK directly. You don't have to go to a flutter.dev and install all this thing manually. And when you click here, it will ask you to specify a directory where you want to install your Flutter. And yes, so where do you want to install your Flutter SDK, Rupesh? Here is it. Mm, okay. Usually this can directly install Flutter SDK. Let me just check if we have Git. I think we have Git, I guess, right? So let's just manually install it. For Windows, it works, guys. I've tried it. For Windows, it works well. So not sure why it is not working. So let's directly install the Flutter SDK manually. You just have to select which OS do you want to install, and
Yeah, guys, are you following in your systems the same? Please do. If you have any issues, please put in the chat so that we can try to help you out in that. Yeah, do complete the installation process now itself along with us so that in the next session, right, which is after this, you can do along with Aditya, whatever he says. Might be, depends on your internet speed. It might give a time lag, but still, mine is a little bit faster, so it doesn't take that much of time. Can you please share code also after the session? What code are you referring, Sushita?
Okay, Sushita, I'll publish the code into GitHub so that you can download it whenever you want.
Okay, Aditya, anyhow, we are creating a repo in that, so I think we will fork in that then. Yeah, we'll create a repo on quarantine learning.
Okay.
So in that, if one of Flutter will be putting in that, a folder of Flutter will put in that session day
Okay.
1, day 2, day 3.
So
We'll
why
make
don't you, yeah, why don't you just uh, create a repo and add me as a
contributor so that you can day 1
contributor there?
you can put in that.
Yeah, we'll do that now. Once
Yeah,
we finish
yeah,
doing this, we'll do that now.
yeah. That's a good idea, Sushita. Thank you for that. So I need to execute on these two commands.
So once you finish downloading the zip file, all you need to do is just extract the zip file and then update your path. Updating your path is different from different operating systems, so you can actually follow the instructions given here. You just have to set the value of system variable path to the path of the Flutter SDK.
Aditya, do you need to create the folder development?
Uh, I don't think you need. There is any reason for you to create. I think
Because
we already created the Flutter SDK folder, I guess,
yeah. So
under
do I
group
need to
paste.
paste over there?
Yeah, just paste it over there and extract it. Yes.
Okay. Oh, should I extract also there or just paste is enough?
Uh, Paste and extract it.
I think I already
Okay,
extract.
did you already extract it?
Yeah, that's the reason.
Okay, then just paste it there.
Okay. Address to the paste.
Yeah, paste it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So now what about this also? It still says something. Should make sense.
I think you need to go one more step deeper. Rupesh.
Like, should I go back or what should I do? Okay, should I go with three dots? Okay. So, do I need to refer to the bin directory?
I don't think you should. There is any reason for people to. I think they should work. Mm,
Wait. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, this should open. Can you click on once install SDK, Aditya?
sorry.
Once can you click on install SDK?
You don't have to click on install SDK actually. We have already installed the SDK.
Oh. No. Something is going wrong. Right, I think it's cloning again in that
Yes.
part. Should we cancel it?
Let it clone. I think there is some issue with the Android Studio.
Incomplete. Yes. Let's start it.
Yes, Sushrita. Path should end with Flutter actually.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Delete this Flutter. Can you delete this Flutter folder?
Let's shall I delete everything? So, so I need to go with this. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Fail to set default local. Okay, I think I also need to do these things, I guess.
Yeah, Rupesh, try setting the path. Once you set the path,
Yeah, there are commands.
is it the same folder?
No, I have set the path now, right? So, so we need to go to same folder.
Is log path here?
Sorry, echo path.
Echo path, yes.
Oh, no, env, yes. Hmm. I'm not sure how this path sets over here. Okay, let me go to. Yeah, it's there. No, it shows. Command not found. Should I go inside bin and try? Oh, it still says that. This is the picture. Yeah, it's there. But oh, got it. And I'm not sure. Yes, it's set now. Let's
Just restart the Android Studio, Rupesh. It should work now.
no, it's working.
Okay, if
This is what
yeah,
this for
okay.
this we'll just cancel it once. New
Yeah,
Flutter project,
cancel
right?
it and restart it. Close the Android Studio and open it.
Okay, I need to do this.
Now try creating a new Flutter project.
Okay. Yeah,
Next,
which one? This one. Next.
yeah, okay. Select the drop down. You should be able to see.
This one.
Yeah, select it.
Okay. Yeah, this time it doesn't go any error.
Oh yeah.
Let me click on next.
Okay, done. So that's it, guys. If you have any issue, you can actually reach out to me if you have any issue personally. Otherwise, I think you guys have my WhatsApp number. So if you guys have any doubts, you can reach me out. Um, the first thing you need to do is download the Android Studio SDK. Second thing is download the Flutter SDK and extract it. And wherever you install your Flutter SDK, you need to, you know, uh, update your path with the uh, location of the Flutter SDK, and just restart your Android Studio, and that should work.
Okay,
So
Aditya,
yeah,
if you could explain how to set emulator and things also, I
yes.
think
So
that,
once you created and opened a new project, now it's time
yeah,
for you to install the emulator. So this little button here
is my
is an
screen visible?
emulator button. So you can find it on the right top
Aditya, is my
of the
screen visible?
screen. Sorry,
Is my screen visible?
it is visible, but yeah, it is visible. Now it is better, Rupesh. Now it's better. So
Yeah.
once you successfully install your Flutter SDK and Android Studio, now it's time to create the emulator. This is the emulator button, guys, on the top right of the screen. So
So my,
here, if you click here,
okay. AVD
so
manager. Okay.
it will show you, it will ask you to create a new virtual device. If you are opening this for your first time, it will ask you to create a new virtual device. A virtual device is just like a mobile phone without actually having a mobile phone actually. So if you want to test it in an iOS phone, you can actually install iOS app tool, and you can actually install an iOS emulator. But now we are looking at an Android emulator. So you can download any one of the images here. So we'll just download the Pi version of it. If you want, you can actually also download the latest version, the Android R. It is available in preview version, but I suggest not to do it because yeah, I suggest not to do it because it usually it has a lot of errors because it is still in developer preview.
Could you please say how to deploy it in mobile after debugging it in emulator?
Sorry, I missed it. Uh, do you say how to deploy it in mobile after debugging? Yeah, you can just connect your mobile to the emulator, and you should enable developer tools in this thing in your mobile. You should go to settings and enable developer tools.
For the target, I think you need to show in your phone because my I don't have port access.
It is the same, guys. Both Android emulator as well as your mobile phone, both are same. If you have good amount of RAM in your system and a better processor, go for emulator. Otherwise, use your own mobile phone. If you have less than 8 GB, or if you have 8 GB or less than 8 GB RAM, I suggest you to use your mobile phone for debugging because it is a lot faster that way. If you create an emulator, it will consume the RAM of your system. So I suggest you guys to use an emulator if you have 8 GB or less than 8 GB. And for development, I always recommend people to have a solid state drive in the computers or laptops because it will work a lot more faster than the usual hard drive.